There were a few moments that I think made people a little bit uncomfortable during the trial, where the defense at times almost seemed to put Ahmaud Arbery himself on trial. Some of the things that the defense attorney said, people did not seem to react too well. I want to get both of your takes on that in a moment. First, let's listen to one of the defense attorneys during one of those moments.
Turning Ahmaud Arbery into a victim after the choices that he made does not reflect the reality of what brought Ahmaud Arbery to Satilla Shores in his khaki shorts with no socks to cover his long, dirty toenails.
Mark, I want to go to you first. I mean, the long, dirty toenails comment, it really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Do you think that had an impact on the jury? Do you think it sort of backfired on the defense?
I think, obviously, in some it backfired. I was concerned and quite honestly a bit disgusted because that wasn't in context. She wasn't arguing non-jogger and that this is some evidence of that. She really seemed to throw that out in the context of everything else that she was saying about blaming Ahmaud Arbery. It was his decisions. He refused to stop. He refused to listen to them. All he had to do. Why was he running? Why was he afraid to get arrested? All of this sort of made-up story that there was no evidence to support. And look, I'm a criminal defense attorney. I do this for a living. You get to look at the facts and interpret them in a way that helps your client. But the toenails argument or question, to me, was another dog whistle to several of the jurors, potentially, saying, look, let's fear the invader. You know, let's fear this guy once again, which I thought was the tact by at least two, if not all three, of the defense attorneys to try and play to that, you know, inherent bias and prejudices that we know exist in this country and try and find those in the jury.
What do you think, Trent? I mean, we all know what the defense was trying to do there, but do you think they went too far?
Well, Brian, let's make it abundantly clear. What they were trying to do was to appeal to whatever racial animus existed in some one or many of those jurors in that panel. They didn't know who they were, but as the defense counsel, Mr. Kevin Goff, said during the voir dire process, he wanted some bubbas on that jury. And so that was a dog whistle to whoever she presumed to be the bubbas on that jury. And look, I'm not as generous about this as Mark was. He was very kind in terms of whether or not there was a specific strategy associated with this. I don't think it was a strategy at all, Brian. This was a dog whistle. This was appealing to a racial animus. This was dehumanizing this man, this victim of a violent crime, so that he would be more easily looked upon as being, well, it's disposable. And the reality is, the dirty nails was something that those defendants never even saw. It was a comment that came out of the autopsy report when Mr. Arbery's body was being autopsied. It was a comment that was unrelated to any possible connection in fact to anything that these defendants or anyone else would have ever seen. The reality is it was disgusting. It was absolutely beyond the pale that any defendant, any defense lawyer should have done on behalf of their client. And I think it's something that every lawyer, every sane lawyer in this country feels a little bit of contempt for.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.